with the final level of the love,
Yes.
which is what, Maggie?
Falling in love. Falling in love. Letting yourself really go into that place of allowing yourself to fall. We were talking about that outside actually, because you had a dilemma about that feeling. I think correctly. You were wondering if it was possible, if it was wrong, if I'm wrong here, that to fall in love with everybody and everything. And I believe that's the way we're going. And in some civilizations, it's their natural way. They love everybody. But we're not talking about the free love thing of the 60s. This is much more...
We're talking about the love we experience today.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that in fact, that love comes out of relationship. And that relationship is totally core to the experience of reality itself. Because you are always in relationship with yourself in the form of these symbols around you.
Yes.
If you take away relationship, you actually take away the experience. And you go back into being Maxime in solitary confinement, tapping his fingers and saying, what shall I do next?
Yes.
Where you recreate. And so the intrigue of our reality creation is not so much, oh, that's clever, isn't it? Oh, I managed to create an island. Oh, I created chess. Oh, I created the world. Am I clever? That's not really where the intrigue is. It's in the relationship that you develop within that and the exploration that the intrigue, the exploration, the excitement comes about. Even climbing Mount Everest is a relationship with the mountain, isn't it? And a climber will say they come into a relationship with that mountain, and they in a sense will merge together and become one in partnership as they climb each other, as it were, to reach that peak together. So it's that relationship. Oh my God, all this is me is not to step out and dissolve. It's like, let's play with that, play with myself.
Yes.
So a lot of this is about how to access that place of wanting to love and to be loved and to recognise it's core to our nature.
And that brings me to I love to share this little story with you guys, because it was a profound realisation to me. And I went for a walk in this grove once. It was a time of, there was a big solstice, and not solstice, eclipse, a few years back in the middle of the summer, and people were looking through their glasses at it. And I just felt, rather going where everybody else was going, I felt I wanted to go off into this yew grove. And I went there and I connected with the yew trees. And it felt like I died. I felt like I was falling into the earth. And then I saw these blue lights sparkling, myriad blue eyes. And I then felt this overwhelming, like a wave of love went through me. It was like a cosmic orgasm, totally. And I heard the voice, and this is other aspects, what I call the founder beings, who are other aspects of me too. And I said, gee, that was awesome. And I suddenly had the realization we had got it all wrong about love. You know, it was this total orgasmic feeling. And they were saying that is the way you're naturally meant to live. Not just restrict it to...
No, I see what you're saying. I do get what you're saying.
The sexual relationship, but to live your life like
as
that.
love,
As you totally... Because that surrender, it was just the most powerful energy that went through me. And love that I wouldn't have cared if I died in the next moment.
No, to have known that love.
To know that energy that went through me, which I knew was coming from which I know now was coming from myself, and I chose that moment
to show it to you. That's a similar experience. I don't need to get into it, but I had a similar experience a couple of weeks ago, which I said, and it was like, whoa, it was, whoa, I know what you mean.
I'll never forget it, and I can access it quite a few times, and it's always more intense each time now.
But it's very centering as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Now the thing is that allowing that experience, it's all very well talking about love, but to actually to allow it in is very much in relationship to the knowledge. And I remember we saw there's a new American program called Men in Trees.
Oh yes.
There's a couple of characters in that. There's a quite a big black, rather lovable guy called Buzz.
Buzz, yeah.
And a young white lad called Patrick. Well, cut a long story short, and not to spoil it for people, blank out now for a moment if you don't have it spoiled. A spoiler here. Turns out that Patrick is Buzz's son, which is a bit odd, seeing as he's white and black, and apparently that can happen. And so it's a bit of a shock because they've known each other all their lives, and they hadn't realised that they were actually father and son. You see, Well, Patrick was all for like, oh God, I found my father, you know. But Buzz was really holding back. So quite a lot of the story was centred around the fact that Buzz wouldn't open up to the fact that he was his son. It was almost like he was denying it.
Yes.
But you see, what became clear was that what was happening was that he was so overwhelmed by that knowledge that to accept the knowledge that, oh my God, Patrick, you're my son, would be to open his heart to it. And I feel that our relationship with our reality is very much like that.
Yes.
Because the knowledge forces the love.
Yes.
When you accept the knowledge that you are the entirety of your vibrantly awesome, complete universe. So one way of dealing with our inability naturally to suddenly open our heart is actually to deny the knowledge. Is to forget, I don't need to think about that. Because thinking about it, allowing it in, is to open your heart. And when you know that, it can actually allow you to open your heart even more and more quickly, because you know what's going on. Oh, it's just accepting the enormity of this.
And conversely, you also open yourself more to your reality, and letting it all in, you realise that you are it all.
Yes, it works both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So we're talking really about a love affair with life, Maggie?
Yeah, absolutely. That's where I feel that that's what my theme is, and I've been heading that way all my life, and I've created situations that would be most challenging, like love was taken abruptly away, in order to feel it within myself. And it's always been my passion and joy to spread the love and to share the love, no matter what situation we're in. I've wanted to taste it even in the most challenging situations, and now, by God, I've got it, and I want to be able to speak that truth and look you in the eye and say, yes, I felt the love even in the challenges. You know, I could always feel it, and sometimes it's been hard. It has really been challenging, but I think we are all very strong beings. And, and I can really see the depth now of my own power to create very challenging situations.
And we tend not to give ourselves more than we can cope with.
Because sometimes I thought, I can't cope with
Even if you think you can't.
We wouldn't do that. We would only give ourselves what we felt we were able to cope with.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm so glad I went through that, because I want to live life to feel, live life to the full. Sorry, I'm stuttering.
To the full.
Live life to the full, and love life to the full.
Yes.
You know, absolutely.
So it's like
this. Totally alive.
It's like most people only experience that total aliveness in the way you described it in a love affair, and at the peak of a love affair, in fact.
Yes.
And in many ways, that is the peak human experience. It's a deep flush of love.
Yes.
And so much of our stories and songs are about that, even though, as Maggie says, it's a bit of a taboo thing.
Yes.
But it does provide us with everything we need. It provides us with energy, with excitement, enthusiasm, with joy, nurture. All the great values are held in that place. And which is funny why love gets a bit of a sort of bad press at times, as if there was something wrong with it. It's something, even the mobster boss loves his family.
Oh,
yes, of course it does.
Yes, and that's part of his motivation. So love actually,
exactly,
actually features in all of our lives. And I guess what we're saying is, well, what would life be like if life were like that all the time?
And it's up to you. You can choose that.
And when you do find that, when you do fall in love with life itself, yourself as life itself, everything is just added automatically.
Yes, absolutely, Brian.
Because there's nothing you're looking for outside you being.
No,
absolutely. At all.
And isn't that the experience that you have?
And the rest is lessons to get you there.
Yes.
And Brian, just so we can relate to that, isn't that actually the experience that we have when we fall in love?
Yeah.
That everything is provided for, everything is there, everything is possible, everything's shining.
Yes,
There is this great union, as we said before, and this great, at the same time, honour or homage of the other as an individual.
Absolutely.
Like, I feel totally at one with you, and at the same time I give you complete freedom to be yourself, because by being you, I enjoy that expression as I enjoy my own expression. So it's a very powerful metaphor for where this whole living the Amiga way is taking us, isn't it? And we're giving, like, at the end, a taste of that, because we're beginning to enter into that territory. And to even get a hint of it is wonderful and exciting. So that the universe ends up as being like a partner, like a lover in a sense.